Welcome back. Today is day 15. Feeling good. Everything is going great. We did our weigh-in this morning. Last Thursday morning, I weighed 219.8. This morning, I weighed in at 218 even. So I lost around 2 pounds. I know that's nothing compared to 11 and a half that I lost before, but that's just how this diet is. My clothes fit me way better this week than they did last week, if that means anything to you. So I know I lost some inches, just a little bit of fat around, I guess, my legs or my hips or something. But either way, that's how this diet goes. And we're gonna talk at the end of this video about some of my thoughts on that specific subject, dealing with macros, because everybody wants to know about macros and what they should be eating. We're gonna talk about it. But so after my weigh-in this morning, I went to the gym, took my typical supplements that I usually do, came home, I had a Keto Coffee. I did use this coconut oil that I was telling you I don't actually care for it because it has a bit of a burnt taste. So I had that in my Keto Coffee. I had 2 eggs and I had 2.5 pieces of bacon. I ate a late lunch. I actually seen a different YouTuber, Jason Whitrock, talking about keto egg drop soup. I actually just looked up a regular egg drop soup recipe. I didn't go off of anybody else's. I didn't go to any keto sites at all. I just went to a site that I just typed in best egg drop soup, and that's what I came up with. So with that soup, we had chicken broth, pink salt, pepper, 1 egg, a half a tablespoon of cornstarch, half a tablespoon of water to mix that with, some parsley flakes, and about a half a tablespoon or tablespoon-ish of avocado oil. So again, I just brought the chicken broth. I took the whole can and dumped it in there, got it to a boil, put salt and pepper in it, and then I had mixed up the cornstarch with the water, and then I put it in there and stirred it up again. And then I waited for it to boil again. It didn't take long at all. And then I slowly started pouring the egg that I just scrambled it up in the bowl, mixed it up, and then poured it in there slowly as I was mixing. And then after I finished mixing, I took the celery that I had and I cut it into really thin pieces and threw it in there as well. I put some parsley flakes and the oil all in there. Pretty much all of it was in the pot at this time, and I let it cook for about 5 minutes on about medium, and then I took it off and went ahead and ate it. If you need crackers for this, you can either make them. I'm not gonna link anything in this video. You can totally look and see how to make cheese crackers or keto crackers, but these 2 bags is something I bought at Walmart. I did not have them today. They're unopened. I haven't decided when I want to use them. I actually bought them to eat keto chili with, and we're gonna make that before the end of this 21 days. I'm gonna try to go through the things that I really like and the ones that actually go out of my way to cook. That was really good. That cheese, I had the 2 little cheese wheels with that, but man, that keto egg drop, or just the egg drop soup, was really good. I'm guessing if you're trying to make it more keto, you wouldn't put the cornstarch in there because it was like 3.5 grams for a tablespoon. So you can not put that in there. I'll be honest with you, my carbs came out good today, so I'm not really worried about that 3.5. Now, if you were sweating 3.5, maybe you should have made some better choices on your carb counts today. Moving on. With that lunch, I actually had a Propel energy drink. And I say that lightly because there's about 2 different ways you can make with Propel or whatever sweeteners that don't have sugar in them. I'm trying to think of the other one. I should have looked it up before I said this. I think it's Crystal Light. Yeah, that's what it is, Crystal Light. So I bought these caffeine pills on Amazon. I think it was 200 milligram pills for like $8. I'll find the link. I'll link it in the description below to where you can buy those. So you got an option here. You can just take that pill, which is 200 milligrams of caffeine, and then drink your Propel behind it. So it's kind of like you're drinking an energy drink. Or you can actually pull that pill apart and mix that caffeine in to the Propel or, Crystal Light, if that's what you do. It's going to make it have a little bit of a chalkier taste by putting that in there, because Propel and, they're not like super, super sweet. So it does have a chalky kind of supplement taste to it if you add the caffeine. So if you think you don't want to take 200 milligrams of caffeine right off the bat, then maybe just mix it with your water. I'm saying that's a cheap way that you can make energy drinks and not buy Bangs and stuff like that, even though I really like Bang and other energy drinks, which is ridiculous because I have an addiction apparently. But anyway, that's an option for you. For dinner, we just had chicken salad, however you want to call it. I put like 90 grams of salad, the romaine lettuce down, and then I put 4 ounces of chicken on top of it, about 30 grams of cheese, about 3 tablespoons of ranch. I was out of bacon bits, so I didn't get that on there, which I normally would have. And then I also had 2 pickles. I looked at the macros at the end of the day, and I decided to go ahead and have my keto hot chocolate, which I was drinking. I actually shot a video of me getting this drink right before I set up all this equipment. It's so good. Again, I used keto feed to make that, and it was amazing. I added 1 tablespoon of butter, 1 tablespoon of coconut oil, and 1 tablespoon of heavy whipping cream. Really good. So, bringing me to the topic of today and what I wanted to talk to you about. We'll get to the macros at the end of this, but so we always ask, what should my macros be? People want to be told, oh, 2,000 calories, 100 grams of fat, 70 grams of protein. People want to be told that. Well, I just ate the way I felt like I needed to eat on keto. Like if I wasn't even counting, that's exactly how I ate. And I did a total of it. Let me find this paper. All right, I found it. My bad, I hung it up. So I took 14 days worth of information and basically just got a ratio of it. So as of right now, 14 days of keto is behind me. Today is the 15th day. So the last 14 days, my average calorie count per day was 2,131. My carb count was 19. My fat was 180 and my protein was 106. So those are not bad numbers. I'll be honest with you, if I hit those exact numbers every day, I would never complain. Those are totally fine. So what I'm going to do is I looked up a protein calculator on how to, gain muscle or don't lose muscle. And basically what they said was that you should do between 5% and 8% times, 0.5%, 0.8% times your body weight. All right, so that is 0.5 to 0.8. It's in between there. They didn't say that one was better than the other one. They just said this is what you need to do in order to gain muscle mass and not be, losing muscle in the process. So I did what I thought I wanted to weigh. So right now I weigh 218, but I would love to weigh 200 and just stay there. I'm okay with that as long as I can keep dropping my body fat and stay at 200. I know that's not going to happen. Last time I went to 185 and got to 9.8% body fat or something like that. And I was pretty skinny, probably as skinny as I've ever been. But again, I was 185 and I'd much rather have been 190 to 200. But if I would have done 0.5 of the 200, it would come out as 100 grams of protein that I need to take every day. And then if I do the 0.8, it would be 160 grams of protein per day. So the new thing that we are going to do, we are going to try to stick around the 2,000 calories every day, aroundish. And then we're going to stick around 100 or more grams of protein, not going over 160. Probably won't get real close to 160 ever, but I'll always make sure that I get over 100. And I always want to do at least 50 grams more fat. So if in a perfect world, I'd get 2,000 calories, 100 grams of protein, and 150 grams of fat, and then the carbohydrates, all as long as they're under 30, I don't really care. But again, so is that the macros that you want to see? Is that the kind of things that you think you need to be doing? Well, here's why I'm going to do what I just told you. So we only lost 2 pounds in 7 days. What if I keep my calories around 2,000, my protein at around 100, and my fat around 150 to 180, and then obviously keeping my carbs low as well? Will I lose more than 2 pounds? I'm doing, I'm going to the gym pretty religiously and I've got a really good workout. I'm going to give that to you guys after the first week. So probably Monday-ish sometime. I've done a lot of work on it. It's at least something worth looking at if you're interested in doing some weight training. And if you're a beginner, advanced, wherever you're at, I think you could benefit from reading what I have and what I do. So again, we are going to gain muscle mass, which technically muscle weighs more than fat. But with this diet, we should be burning fat all the time. So we should be losing weight. We should be getting a little bit stronger. I'm not going to say a lot stronger, but should be getting a little bit stronger. But anyway, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think I'm totally crazy for saying that? Should I've never have ratioed those out? Why not? Try it out. Just get a little bit of information from somebody and then try it out and see what happens. Well, here's the thing. If I stick around those numbers and we don't lose any weight at all, we're going to drop some. If we lose a lot and it's working out well and my strength is going up, we'll just stay at that one. So we will see. Let me look at my macros for today, and they came out to be, all right, our proteins were 105 grams. Our carbohydrates came out to be 21 grams, and our fat came out to be 162 grams. So right on par, what we were wanting to look at. Again, that my calories, didn't say those, my calories were actually 1,945, so under 2,000. Fine by me, I'm okay with that. Our percentages came out to be carbohydrates at 4%, fat at 74%, and protein at 22%. Those numbers are very good. I'm happy with the first day. I actually didn't purposely get to those macros today. I actually today decided, hey, I'm going to try to stick with a specific macro. Again, I always say it doesn't matter how many calories, it doesn't matter this, it doesn't matter that, just make sure you're getting your fats. I still want you to think about that. Still get your fat ins. You got to get them fats in, because that is what this diet is. And if you start skimping on fats, I promise you're going to have a bad time. You're not going to lose weight. You're not going to have the energy that you're expecting. Fats, this diet. This is a high fat diet. High fat, low carb. That is really what this diet's about. A real, ketogenic diet, how they did in the 1920s, was like 90% fat. And, that was to treat different illnesses and diseases and stuff like that. But anyway, that's for another subject. I'm not a scholar when it comes to keto or whatever. I just know what we do nowadays and how to make it work. This is an easy diet. Stick with it. Tell me about your macros. What does your macros look like? Have you ever thought about totaling them together and seeing what your average is, or what you feel like you should be eating? Either way, leave me a comment and I will see you tomorrow. Until then, keep it keto.